PSP's Jim. Yeah, but unfortunately, like unlike Phil, I have the receipts to back it up. But not only would I have been fine, like say I didn't have Twitch, like it just would have sucked. But you know, it wasn't like I would have, you know. I need you to pay my internet bill, my electric bill. No, I'm not going. Here's what's happening. Some stuff is going to be exclusive to Twitch. When I have interviews with people, exclusive to Twitch. When I do co-streams with Jay, exclusive to Twitch. I'm having the Retro Bro on. Exclusive to Twitch. That kind of stuff. But these kind of streams, which I do on a daily basis, basically, are always going to be here. So, still uploading YouTube videos, that's not changing. And I'm still streaming on here 90% of the time. Will I be streaming enough on Twitch that it warrants to go check me out there? Yes, I'll be streaming there every week. Multiple times a week. So.
But what can you really do? Oh, Optimus, you can appeal these decisions, bro. Have him appeal the decision, bro.
That's not true with this. That YouTube was saying, well, because you don't have the URL, there's nothing we can do. At the time, they said there's nothing.
Bro, 95% of the time, YouTube does not reverse their decision. Regardless of how much evidence is out there that, you know, you were innocent, you didn't do anything wrong, you know, you were following the rules of YouTube, it doesn't matter. YouTube is still going to pretty much always side with themselves. That's just how it works. Yeah, you can appeal, but the odds of it being overturned are just pretty much negligible. So what else can you do? You can sit there and deal with it. Well, some people can't afford to go a week without, you know, making content. I'm not here to say that, you know, Review Tech USA is broke and he can't afford, you know, to go a week without content, but the fact of the matter...
Yeah, and I mean, I'm not. I would have been fine, but why should I have to? Why? And again, it's not even about money, like I always say to you guys. Say you do this as a side hobby, just as a hobby. Like, okay, all right, I make a couple bucks off of it, cool. But why, like, imagine investing in a hobby, no matter what your hobby is, knowing that something can destroy it. Goof, why are you not in? You made a video on this? Interesting. I'll check it out. I always check out 99% of videos before I put them up. But why would you... This kind of stuff de-incentivizes new creators from giving it a shot. Because if a guy, and, you know, I'm not the most relevant person on the platform, I know I always say that, but I don't like flexing. But the point I'm saying is, I have 1 million+ subs. If I have tough times with this, what chance in hell does like someone with 2,000, 10,000 subscribers have? You know what I mean?
Matter is, nobody should even have to deal with that, right? Like, he should...
Well, yeah, there's things I can't do there, Terrence. I can't take my shirt off unless I put pasties on my nipples, which is... Okay. Even then, I still wouldn't risk it. I know. Twitch is a different animal. There's way more in terms of what comes out of my mouth that I can get away with. That I will say.
Shouldn't be in this...
And in the end, dude, you know what's funny? It is a win. Who said that? Phil. I made more money due to the outpouring of support, which was fucking amazing. Getting a strike here, than if I just kept uploading videos and live streaming normally here. Like, life is fucking strange, man. You ever think that YouTube is based on autopilot when they say they can't reverse something because they're either scared or unable to go against the AI? The problem is that they're trying to use machine learning and artificial intelligence to govern a ginormous platform, which I get in their defense.
Going dark.
You know, it's huge. Like, how can you have everything be monitored by human beings? It would be probably with a company like Alphabet owning it, still a financial gargantuan task. financially. But you can't have it that a video is struck down before it's even done processing. Like, okay, you want to put the upload on hold and ask another, like, hey, and you send out a flag and say, hey, Qtech USA or whoever, this link,
Match point.
Or,
Red team.
We have an issue with it. Delete the link. You want it, like, no eyes were on it. So why was it even considered a violation? It's baffling.
Match point. Blue team.
You take the bubble and shove up your fucking ass. How about that?
What was your super what happens here? So I saw the Optimus video. Yeah, and I really genuinely think, you know who else helped me out too? Shout out to him. I didn't get to use the tools he sent, but he came, no questions. He just literally came to help me out. Memeology 101. He actually was going to look, I know where YouTube
Victory!
Talk to him. It may take a few days, but they can probably help you out. Like, some genuinely nice people on this platform. You know what I mean? There's pieces of shit too, which we've been talking about many times.
Rematch.
Even as a hobby, a weak penalty will hurt channels, especially smaller ones, and the algorithm and recommendations also welcome back. Rich, thank you very much. That's my point. It's not, everyone always thinks, oh, they're worried about the money. Yeah, of course. I mean, again, I would have been fine if I really had to take the whole L, hold the whole L, whatever the saying is, I'm a boomer, and take the week off. It still would have sucked. But luckily, I'm not in a position where, I'm not going paycheck to paycheck. And secondly, on top of it, Twitch, the support on there has been fucking amazing, which is why I'm going to have a separate flavor of content consistently every week on there. Because honestly, this taught me too that even with the second channel, I have all my eggs in one basket. Not anymore with Twitch, but I had all my eggs in one basket. And when that happens, and something like this happens, Miyamoto's hole is on hold.
Situation. And what if he was one of these people that lived paycheck to paycheck, that lived weekly, right? He would be pretty much screwed, Like, I mean, it's a situation where when you look at it from a YouTuber's perspective, it's like, what the fuck is YouTube doing? Like, how are they getting away with doing stuff like this?
Because they're a monopoly. Maybe not directly of their own fault that they would do a monopoly, but that's how it ended up. I don't really know how you can have. I've always said, hopefully one day it's like, how could you be how could any startup make a feature set with the speed and quality that you get on YouTube or Twitch? How? People have tried. Story 5, remember VidMe? Jesus Christ, I remember people would have shut the fuck up about VidMe. Go on VidMe, go ads, go on VidMe. Like, no, it's not. I'm telling you, the site's going to shut down. Oh, Rich, that's not true. You're such a pessimist. Literally, like a month after I said that, the site, oh, we're shutting down. Upload. There was a time, there was some other technical glitch with YouTube. I used to, be like, guys, go to VidMe until there's a problem on here.
This time.
I have automatic uploads that go to Rumble. But, what's funny? Not them. I'm not going to name any names. So, like, I said this on Twitch, and, like, what? For the people who weren't there, which is probably most of them. I got companies that came up to me, and they give offers. No, I'm not a prophet. I just have common sense. I remember, like, I went to VidMe, and I was looking at the viewers, there was, like, some of the best videos got, like, 2,000 views. Like, there's no way this site is sustaining itself. There's no fucking way. It's not getting the traffic, it's not getting the viewership, it's not getting the revenue. Everyone was trying desperately to convince me it'll be fine. I'm not wasting my time. It's not going to be fine. And
nice.
You don't need to be a soothsayer to realize. So thank you, HT, for welcoming me back. But yeah, Daily Motion. I have no idea how Daily Motion... I've never heard a soul. I've never seen anybody, boomer age, my age, younger, say they're going to Daily Motion for anything. I have no... Some, like, rich oligarch from, like, fucking Russia or something has to own it. And they're just like, yeah, I own a video platform and I have enough money that I could just let it bleed out. That's the only thing I can think of.
Choose your character.
And keep in mind, there's been reports from all kinds of creators about issues that they've been having with YouTube recently. And I mean, I know I've made probably dozens of videos at this point criticizing YouTube for decisions they've made, you know, saying pretty much every time that I have to make one of these videos, oh, this is the new dumbest thing YouTube's ever done. But this...
And the reason, a lot of people say, Rich, you guys are so strange. If you worked at a normal job and you aired at the company's dirty laundry like this, it would be like, you would get fired. Sure, valid point. But it's not like we have an HR department we could go to. It's not like you literally have to go on TV on Twitter and publicly say what's happening with your channel. I wish there was some direct like, I know, like, some people have, like, channel reps they can talk to, but now, as far as I know, I don't, so the only thing I can do is go to Team YouTube, and it's like, you gotta, and criticizing video form, and it's even bigger, like, Markiplier has made videos, me and Marsh on YouTube, Jacksepticeye recently made a video, because it's like, that's what they can do. They gotta hear it somehow.
Coming through.
You have to pay Vimeo to put videos on their platform.
You'll have to know.
It's like, yeah, Daily Motion is like the alternate internet for videos. Well, blowing bubbles. Tomorrow on the other platform that you can find on Twitter, or you can just look for the same name on the other platform.
This genuinely is one of the dumbest things I've ever seen.
Be about 7:30 tomorrow. My editor's going to be there. I'm trying to get some other people.
Team YouTube do in the first place. Like, taking someone's video down for this, I understand, right? Like, if he was linking to Pornhub.com, you know, and he had some MILF video pop up on the screen or something out of the description, sure, take his video down, right? But the truth of the matter is, you can still find nudity and sexual stuff on YouTube as long as you sign into a Google account. As long as you have, like, a...
Yeah, that's what makes no sense. Like, there's pretty sexual stuff that YouTube allows. What, like, that I don't know, man. Like, a lot, I just think we're in uncharted territory with user-generated content. I just feel like none of these platforms have the answers. I kind of get it, too, because it's like, how do you appease? Not saying that they don't need to do more for creators, YouTube does, without a doubt. But how do you appease people uploading the content and also appease the advertisers, which are already skittish to begin with?
An age-verified account on YouTube, yeah, you can look up, like, nudity and stuff on YouTube, absolutely. There's still that kind of content, you know, with titties and stuff out. So that stuff's cool on the platform, but if you link to videogameschronicle.com, which is a news culture of video games, suddenly you violated the nudity and sexual policy of YouTube and you're banned from uploading. Like, it's genuinely incredible how this platform runs sometimes. Like, just mind-blowing the direction they take things sometimes. And then they won't.
Because the corporations and advertisers have those platforms by the and they're trying to do everything they can to because these platforms, Twitch and YouTube, are expensive to run. We get a lot defending them just being real. So they need to get as much revenue as they can. Why do you think they're thinking about putting behind a paywall?
Red team.
You know why? I actually don't think that's the worst idea. First off, most people, like, if you're watching my content, I would say 8 times out of 10, unless I'm doing, like, a review, you don't really care if it's a like, what do you need to see my fat bucket for a paywall, you know? So most people aren't even going to care about it, and the ones that do, yeah, the incentive for them, yes, it sucks. I hated it when that...
Victory!
I hate that it was something free that now they're going to put behind a paywall. However, from a business perspective, I get it. You may not be the popular say, but I get it.
Wonder why creators are so unhappy with the platform. Like, guys, get a clue, get a hint. But I just wanted to bring this to people's attention and hopefully YouTube's attention as well, because this situation needs...
You did. I gotta thank him. I don't know, like, it's still speculation, but this video goes up, and like hours afterwards, my strike is gone.
Needs to be reversed. Review Tech USA should not have a week ban from uploading content on his channel for doing pretty much nothing wrong. I mean,
literally, no, I did my job.
Just simply uploading a video, and he did the right thing. You know, he linked the like article that the video
I didn't plagiarize.
Like and the description to make sure that, like, hey, if you want to go and, you know, support the journalist who wrote this article, go ahead and give him a link. You know what I mean? But by doing the right thing, Review Tech USA has been punished. YouTube, get it together, man. Figure this out. Get this guy unbanned. Like, get this guy able to upload again. Because this is just ridiculous, man. So, I just wanted to come on here and talk about that real quick. Thank you guys for watching. If you did enjoy, make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you're brand new around here on the channel, follow me over on Twitter and Twitch at Sub.Optimus. Make sure to check out Shoptimus down below. And until my next video, guys, this is Optimus standing up for Review Tech USA and signing out.
I appreciate it, man. That's why he has over 1 million subs. It was to the point, under 10 minutes, dead accurate, got everything you needed, and it worked. You know what I mean? It worked. More than likely, this video is what saved my ass, I should say. I'm not positive that it worked. Watch Camelot's video. Going through some serious shit. And then we'll probably call it a night, because long day tomorrow. Look, we gotta make a video. We're gonna make a video discussing what happened. Then we got some other stuff I gotta work on. Then I'm going with my kids. I'm taking my son out for his birthday to another dinner that I know he wants to go to. And then we're doing the big stream, the other place that you can find on Twitter. So let's go to see what's going on. So I got robbed, damn.
I'm starting to think that if it wasn't for bad luck, I'd have absolutely no luck at all. A lot of bad things are happening to me in a row.
Damn, you really love this setup, man. I like that.
And I'm starting to feel like I'm pissed off a god or two. And I don't know which one it is. It could be Zeus. It could be Archimedes. I don't know who that is. It just sounds like it would be a god. But the one thing I get to look forward to in life is racing. So if you didn't know, it's like NASCAR
Blue team.
And the last few have been rained out. I've always been excited. Been very, very excited about this. So I'm just gonna get to a story real quick, and you've already read the damn title, so it don't matter.
I have nothing to do with this.
So I got up Wednesday. Okay, I got up Wednesday this week.
Victory!
And I decided I was gonna go down to my trailer, which is parked on my street. Go down to my trailer, make sure all the air pressure in the tires is good, because this weekend, Saturday, I had a race in North Carolina. And your trailer, going a long-ass way, you gotta make sure it's up to scuff. So make sure everything's good to go.
Nice.
And then, I head off to the gym.
Toasty!
It's all great. It's all grand. Okay. So, Thursday, I wake up, and I go get my truck, bring it back to my house. Okay. So now I got my truck. It's all looking great as hell. I go into my garage, and then I start loading up all my tools and everything into the truck. My air compressor, all these things that I need to have a successful weekend, alright? Okay, well, still good to go, right?
Choose
So I
your
get this out of my stock car, because instead of pushing the bitch, I just get in it and start it and drive it now, because it's real heavy, and I hate pushing it. So I pull it out of my garage, and I start rolling down my driveway, and I get to the street, and then I make sure, because my driveway is real steep, so I got to make sure it doesn't hit. So I actually had to raise the front end of the car up. So
basically, for citing a legitimate source, YouTube, well, they removed the strike, thankfully. Because I cited VG Chronicles.
Prepare yourself!
There's VG 24/7, then there's VGC News. Because it was talking about Nintendo getting rid of adult content, they basically like, oh, he's linking porn. And even before the video was even done processing, they gave me a strike. They removed it. They apologized. But that's what happened.
So I get to the driveway, it doesn't hit. So I'm like, all right, cool. And I get to the hill. And then I go down this hill. All right, so this is
This year, members get holiday deals before anyone else, which means you're kind of a big deal. The Prime Pro Deluxe on sale on October 11th and 12th, only for Prime members. Jerry, I had sex with your wife.
I did it! I fixed portal travel! Where are we going? To kill your grandpa, little buddy.
I'm pregnant.
Honey, she's just like me. Everyone get behind my ass! Repeat after me, Morty. Next time on Rick and Morty. Next time on Rick and Morty? You have the Source Return. Sunday, November 20th at 11 p.m. on Adult Swim.
And though I believe you are not to blame, others might not be so trusting.
They always speak like that if that's the truth.
And, like,
Oh, this movie is nice as me.
so we're only 23 minutes into the episode. I'm going to bring it up. I remember when I was 23 minutes into the Rings of Power
Match
Lost
point.
episode, and the
Red
only
team.
important piece of information I found out was all the people in the Southlands were moving to a new Marine camp. That was
Yeah, that
Match
essentially
point.
exists and wasn't
Blue
something they could
team.
do this whole time.
Out of the blue, it's like 20 minutes in, it's like,
Yeah, I do agree. What she's doing here is now very manipulative. She's showing compassion before, but then you see her, she steps back and goes, I'm going to see it this way. And she is being
Victory!
very manipulative about compassion. You know?
I'm still argue she has to be.
Yeah.
It is still much worse. As you said, like, Ava's the rapist, David. It's like, that's gonna go well.
I'm just saying this isn't his first, you know? Aegon the Elder.
Yeah, even I can't keep track of these bloody names.
Choose your character.
It is true. How do we say that name there? It's what? Do you?
I have no idea.
It says he's from Brazil, so I'm just gonna think it's the J is like an H, right? So it's João Pedro Rodrigues. Thank you for the 5 Brazilian pesos. Great episode and great live again. You guys are the best. You're the best. Is it true that Martin just is writing wins? It can't be. Hail from Brazil. Well, a guy who I've been watching his videos for years. Don't agree with him on like socio-political stuff, but I think, and half of his analysis is bullshit too. But Preston Jacobs did make a very convincing argument that, like, I made one earlier, and I think we were kind of the same space that George. I thought George might have written a few chapters past the samples, which I all knew were rejected from from A Dance with Dragon. He thinks that he just started in the cabin in 2020, and I think it's a pretty compelling argument if you watch the video. Again, I think he's kind of a whack job when it comes to real life, but I think when it comes to Game of Thrones, he's mixing the non-magic thing. Like, all his theories are based on it's not magic. There's no magic in Westeros, and it's like a post-apocalyptic sci-fi. And I think there is absolutely some of that elements there, but no, magic definitely. The Shadow Baby came out of somebody's vag.
That's melted. Okay.
But Jerry's nanotechnology stuff.
Jesus Christ.
Stop sifting. Threatening it. Like, I agree. She is threatening it.
She is.
I'm saying that she's doing it for free.
No,
Like everybody makes these decisions.
the whole point of this is I'm going to show you empathy, and now I'm going to threaten you. Like, that's all it is. It's like, here's
It's an outburst.
it happens all the time. Here's the nice part. Now here's the weird look in this world, and this is what's going to happen. It's not your fault. I'm really sorry, but if you're going to insist on saying anything, I'll have your head.
Exactly. Which, by the way, is kind of Viserys' approach with everybody. Last episode, he said, like, anybody who says that they're bad, they'll let them.
Parents,
Match
hello
point.
parents out there.
Blue team.
You love your kids. You always love your kids. All the time. When they really
Take off the head.
I love it. Just their tongue, no. But you still bust their ass. You'd still take away that parent part, because like nobody ever wants to punish their kids. Or maybe some people do, but I'd never do. But you gotta like put that aside and do it anyway. Because if you don't, they're gonna end up like Aegon.
That Aegon kid, he needed like such severe discipline at a young age. As soon as you saw him start to be such a douche, like that. It's like use military kid type to try and teach that kid because he was spoiled, raised with a silver spoon in his mouth. He needed to be sent to a farm, put some hard work into it, and let him see the real world and respect to all those things. Which clearly he hasn't got anything.
You know we're on with two guys from EFAB, right? We will not be here forever, but it's going to be a little longer because, I mean,
There's so much to talk about in this episode.
Yeah,
Victory!
Ryan will be with us the next 2 weeks. So, yeah. Yeah, we're going to have more people here, too. You're out there, Ryan. What's up, bud?
And so, like, there are better things that she could have done, you know. Yes. Give her money, send her to a smaller state where she could, if there is a child.
She did do that. I thought that she gave him money and exiled her.
Maybe exile. Like, well, look, I'm against abortion in all its forms, and so forcing
Choose
the
your
tea on her, I
character.
thought was pretty dark. But
Yeah. It's a matter of just what would you?
It's
what would
the
you
next
suggest
day.
to Allison in this scene if you were her advisor?
Well,
yeah,
it's not uncommon, though, among the royals to have their bastards, like you said before, but they would take care of the mother and the child.
so
Like we saw
if,
with Robert and his various bastards.
I mean, if I had a son actually did this, I mean, that is such an insane crime. I would nearly disinherit him, and I would actually almost put him on trial. He needs to suffer the consequences of his crimes. He raped someone. That's an insanely vile thing. And a slap across the face is doesn't do anything.
Of course, it's just that with the
Prepare
wider
yourself.
context.
I know the wider context is because the king probably it'll be so tough actually to figure out what the best course of action is.
There's
Shad, master whispers over here. You gotta do it. You gotta go with the decision.
Well, they used to have Shad, they had whipping boys and girls, right?
Yes.
And they actually have one in this story later, I believe. They do. I don't know if they're going to put them in or not, but so what are the whipping boys and girls, Shad? They are the friends of the princes that they actually like, and what they do
Steve whips the punishment.
Yep.
Yes, will not be. And the fact that's the biggest issue because the heir, he's not the heir to the throne, but he is the firstborn son. If the succession happens to the he has a strongest claim technically. But he'll be an awful king. Like if I was actually in Rhaenyra's position, Alicent's position, I would hopefully be able to see objectively enough to see that he's an awful person. There's so much so. I would disinherit, make sure he doesn't inherit anything before Musa. But actually, if there's a crime that severe, I'd put him on trial. The king should not be treated better than
You'd be a just man.
You'd be a just man if we're the last.
I
can be a ruthless man as well. That's one of the problems in our house, right? He wasn't as ruthless. You can have justice and ruthlessness, but you decide to best stand up.
Yeah, I think Stannis is pretty just a lot of the time. He's ruthless as well, though. He wouldn't let people like.
He's like autistic just, though. I mean,
Well, it depends on what point in the timeline. A lot of characters have that point in the timeline. I think Ned was like the same throughout. So,
yeah. No, I love Stannis. I mean, Stannis he did some horrible things, and
when I say just, I mean by their own rules. Like,
yeah.
It's all complicated, right? Because like just is not the
I
same.
love Stannis as a character, but he breaks the rules all the damn time for himself. But yeah, I love him as a character.
I'll give you an example of I'll give you an example of justice and ruthlessness that I would actually use as an example. Blue team. Captain Throne. When there was a massive civil war and the Nepites were about to be overcome, and there was a whole group of people that weren't supporting the Equidin War, like a lot of men were choosing not to fight, and potentially allowing their entire nation to be wiped out, themselves included. So basically said, alright, you're going to help us defend our freedom, our families, everything. If not, I'll kill you myself.
Yes.
I think we're missing a Tywin in this situation. For all the comparisons made to Otto Hightower, Tywin would have at least had some conversation with Victory! To get him to some degree. And effort, and we're not seeing that here.
We saw Otto do it last episode, but we didn't see him do it this episode.
I will say, also, maybe a little bit underserved by this episode in terms of, there's a little bit of information we're kind of missing. How does he rule, quote unquote, and what is he doing with his family? Because he's got time for it now. I don't feel like we got a lot on that at all.
Character.
That should happen next episode. We'll see if they follow through with it.
Hey man, let's see
Because
what
of course,
these
if you
powers
guys
can
remember,
do.
like once Tywin arrives in season 3, his big criticism for Cersei is that she's let Joffrey run roughshod over everybody, and that he won't with him. And she's like, "Why don't you try and control him?" And he's like, "I will." And then we get one of the best Tywin scenes ever, where he just sends Joffrey to bed. that's
King
what
is
happens.
tired.
Oh, it's so good.
Prepare yourself.
Yeah, Joffrey's afraid of Tywin. Everyone's afraid of him.
I thought the end of this episode was great because they planted the seed of him not recognizing people last episode with his Emma comment, loving it. Yeah, Stargate 4045. They follow through on things, little things that make you think. 50 Canadian pesos from Stefan McKeb. Says, guys, I love the House of the Dragon coverage. Please, dear God, check out Werewolf by Night. It's only one thing Marvel has put out in ages. I did. I thought it was okay. I mean, people are raving on it, and it's probably starving Man in the Desert thing. And by the way, I own all the Werewolf by Night comics, all of them, and I've read them all. I saw that first appearance of Moon Knight in it. I love the man thing. I have a giant size man thing. Number 1 and number 2 and number 3. I have 4 giant size man things. 4. Yeah, that's right.
Can't break this.
And it was directed by the guy who did the music for Spider-Man: No Way Home and the Batman, Michael Giacchino. I thought, I like what they tried to do. It was just a little silly, Halloween special. But
That's the best thing they put out in baseball, what do you think?
best thing that, not counting Spider-Man: No Way Home.
Oh yeah, I don't count that usually.
Yeah, easily. Yeah, but it's still not I can't give it a glowing recommendation. I can't. So it's just fair and/or-ish average to me.
Someone said Tywin is low-key their favorite. He's high-key my favorite.
So, Mad. I would like Werewolf by Night to be presented as true rated R horror. That's what I want. If you want to know what I want, that's what I want. I don't want some goofy, tongue-in-cheek, or goofy man thing. I want the man thing to be scary. I want Werewolf to be scary. I want, if they bring in Dracula, I want him to be fucking scary. That's what I want. That's what they were. You know, if you're going to bring in the horror side, the monster part of the universe, then you like actually have superheroes like in rated, like Blade, the Blade movie. Like have like that's your template right there. That would be good.
We'll see if that's possible for what they'll do with the reimagined Blade and reimagined.
Choose your character.
We'll see. We'll see if they have the balls. I'm doubting.
I have no faith in Disney at all, and so
There's no seriousness. It's just all tongue in cheek now, and it's just. Old. But like this one, I wouldn't call it not overtly woke. There's things in it, little things, but yeah, it was. I mean, 6 out of 10, 6.5 out of 10. I didn't hate it. I didn't like after I see She-Hulk. I wonder why I wasted that 23 minutes. That felt like I wasted 24 hours. I have to take breaks for She-Hulk. Like I can't watch more than 5 minutes at a time, and I gotta stop. And because my mind just like out of self-preservation mode goes, "Ooh, world," you know, like something like that. This, I'm sitting there watching it with Fringy and Mahler. We're watching it live, and like we're not even like we'll occasionally say something like "ooh, whoa," but most of the time I've been watching this thing.
Yep.
And I don't even take notes. I don't want to like waste time taking notes, and it will take me away from the show. That's why it's nice to go over it here. I'm not here for, fuck Disney. Okay, so here we go.
She's confronting Aegon, the son now. Like...
Yeah, she doesn't do a particularly great job. It almost implies that he doesn't take her seriously at all as a parent, really.
It's very ineffectual. I mean, she even says, like, you're no son of mine, and it does nothing. And the guy, I also, wow, they portray Aegon as like a super douche, very effective, his attention. He doesn't even remember what he did. He's like, who? What?
No.
He's probably drunk.
Like, there's another scene where like he clearly doesn't want the throne. Like, he just doesn't want it. And nobody's asked him.
Nobody cares.
Nobody cares.
His name is all that.
It's almost as if he's acting out to demonstrate every reason why he shouldn't get the throne. He's pushing himself further and further away from it, but who cares? It's not about the kids and what they want or need.
And it's a similar situation to Daemon with Aemon. Like, you don't want him on the throne. Because Aemon would be Maegor the Cruel again, for sure. So, we finally get their meeting.
Loads of this content. There's so much. The way they do this is beautiful in the show all the time. The conversations always start out chill, even friendly. It's like, oh, then something is implied by what someone said. It's like, well, you know, then that person returns to Bob, and then again, and then again, and then there's more of an overt statement. Like, one of the things that pisses them off pretty early on is like, you know, like, oh, I've only made changes according to. They imply that she's the one who rules here, and then she's like, of course I don't. That's ridiculous. Let's do it. And then Damon's like, oh yeah, you know, if Porter's wishes is one thing, did he tell you to change all the religious sort of elements in the entire canon?
I think there's a point to, not to go off topic, but this shot, just the cinematography in the shot, the set design, you feel like you're actually in the room, which is a stark contrast to Rings of Power.
They got somebody who cares about this in the rooms when they're setting up shots. He's like, let's put her here, put this here, this is good for this. He's very familiar with the scripts, so he knows what kind of vibe.
You were talking about the shot through the chair when she was in, like,
when she was sitting on the in the council room. It was really like it was she's sitting in a really powerful seat, and yet she's framed by she's like framed by those holes in the chair, and she looks so small within that frame. It's like, even though she's got all of this, you know, seeming power, she's still very much constrained.
Choose your character.
It's just a sign that they knew what they were doing. Like that they knew exactly what they were trying to get across with these scenes.
When they come in as well, there's a panning shot over this series' little castle here, and it's just covered in cobwebs and
Yeah, you didn't need to show that, but you did. Like, you didn't need to do that, but you did.
And, like, what I love is that the two women are actually speaking in subtext almost, you know. Which is like, what she says, what do we know about ruling a kingdom? Which is like, you know, Alison rules is like, we don't rule, we just listen to the will and wisdom of the king. And then Damon's like, what, in blinks and wheezes? And he just comes out and just bluntly, like screw subtext, and just gonna spell
every
it
line
out.
is so daft and perfect. Like when he says, "I'd be surprised if he could remember his own name, or if you could remember his name." It's so great because it's just like, yeah, he doesn't believe for a second that she's here for him, which matters to him. He cares about his brother.
Yes, yeah.
If that was ever in doubt, that was very much squashed this episode.
Oh, yeah, man. We'll save it. We've got to save it.
Yeah. I'll wait to talk about that soon.
Yeah. So we got the ladies are discussing Viserys and the High Towers warming the throne.
Addled on milk of the poppy, because the accusation is that they keep him drugged while they control everything. Which easily looks like that fits what's happening, and to a degree that probably is something of a thought they've had. I'm sure Otto feels similarly, but they don't want a delirious king making decisions, do they? They're just like, we'll do it.
But also, like I said, they actually show that he's in insane pain without it. So her answer here is the truth, very much. And the thing is, it probably does have an effect, though, that makes them a bit addle-minded. And it's, it's the result of what they feel they have to do. And though they probably wouldn't complain too much about it. Otto wouldn't complain about it too much.
It belies a lot of the decisions that are made in this show. It's like, there's this obvious utility to it. Plus, it kind of advances an objective of ours, you know, like there's a way
It's a win-win. How, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Like they'll make decisions where it's like, well, no, this stuff, you know, it's just kind of helps us a little bit, but we don't talk about that so much.
Then we got the boys going to the yard.
Oh, this is where I think they pan past the twin guards. But
The only mystery we need to solve is whether to punch him or give him first.
One's blocked. That's pretty good.
I did not notice that at all. Two guys sparring in the background.
Well, that comes up later, but see, that's just those little... Rings of Power would have stopped and go, here are these two twin Queensguard, and they would just explain everything to you, which you don't need.
Top facade, weird, incongruent analogy.
twins are like cheese.
One floats and one
I was trying to think of something, and I was putting in too much logic. Like, even the things I was thinking up make too much sense. Oh, I love this scene because we're introduced to Aemon again, and the fact that, you know,
we were watching this because we've gone through so much of the castle. I think I said to Gary, like, where's Kristen Cole? Like, there he is.
Yep.
He's sparring with Aemon, which is great as a sort of moving on from the previous episode. What was Gary doing here, great?
I was listening to you.
I'm trying to protect you from the evil boss you're at.
Thanks for checking out the stream.
Yeah, he was obviously the previous episode or the episode.
Match point! Red team!
Advantage sort of sparring with the boys. Back here we
Match point! Blue team!
so well at this point that Aemon is able to, with one eye as well, defeat Kristen Cole.
I mean,
I don't understand the casting. Why they make he looks younger every new episode.
Well, Kristen Cole, he's a very handsome person.
okay, I can certainly forgive this for the fact that there are some people who are CG age.
Here we go.
So I could give it a pass just because it's not everyone. It's just he's aging very graciously. That old so cold. Something else I love with this introduction with David is that the boys think that they haven't really been noticed, right? And after the fight, he just turns and just looks at them directly and calls them out. So he's aware that they're there, even in the midst of this fight.
Choose your
shows his
character.
confidence, his awareness. The training seems very dangerous. That's one kind of criticism. It's like, because you miss a block or anything here, you're dead with the weapons they're using in this exchange.
I got that vibe from this fight. Like, this was the old twin fight. Like,
perhaps, because a lot of people are watching and they cheer as the result. But man, the person they cast for Eamon, he's
got our full presence.
Yeah.
Presence. That eye, he uses that one eye so well.
But also, look at that chin!
Yeah, dude.
Wow, that is a chin. That's amazing.
That is a Joker chin. That's what it is. That's yeah.
But did you also catch he told him he was going to be ready for the tourney soon? He's like, I don't care about a tourney.
Yeah, screw tourney.
Yeah.
So he doesn't care about glory or anything. He just cares about being a badass. That's what it's like.
Yeah, he's kind of made for one thing. Very serious guy. But he's supposed to be he's the foil for Damon, right? That's basically what it is.
The looks between Eamon and Damon in this episode were brilliant. Like, especially in certain scenes when they both do certain significant things. The under just look, and by their looks they know they're acknowledging each other. Like,
yeah.
So good.
And they're right at the age where the age of separation, because he was like, he was 3 or 4 years older, so just grew a lot faster. They gotta catch up. Not good.
Yeah, but he says, I knew you were there the whole time, and they're like, because remember, like, the young one is the one that took his eye, and so he's clearly not
Yes, they are clearly more affected by that event than Eamon is. Like, he's come out of that so confident.
And the doors open, and we get Balin?
Damon.
Balin, sorry. Valerian. He's coming in, causes trouble. Everybody's just kind of looking.
Okay, regroup everybody.
He's smiling, he's like,
Yeah, because he knows that Baemon's going to cause trouble for
I mean, it seems like he likes chaos like Damon.
Yeah.
They come from the same hormones too. And we also see that Eamon likes to cause chaos as well.
I mean, Damon isn't wrong. I liked his perspective being laid out in contrast to Corley's of what's really important, the name or the bloodline.
That's the shot. It's great. Fantastic. Even.
and just crushes it right in.
Well, I mean, I think blood was important to Close, and then he realized, well, you can't always rely on blood.
It's too late for that to matter now, isn't it?
Like, yeah, like, well, now we just got to go with this, because now it's got to be the name.
Well, he is, I think it's safe to say that he's somebody who doesn't really like to accept, like, what is, to be. Like, he wants to sort of fight against that, specifically because, like, getting a name from his wife, like, he believes she got passed over, then how does that relate to him, and his interests? He's a determined individual, that's for sure.
There's the Godswood again.
Match point. Red team.
And all the important conversations, and this is the one between Rhaenyra and Rhaenys, who is watching over her daughter. Rhaenys still thinks Rhaenyra killed her kid, and they're going to have a little heart-to-heart. So she basically says, hey, what side are you going to land on? Oh, you're going to land on yours. That's when she realizes, like, oh, you're
Let's go!
And then she tries to tell her.
It's an interesting proposition, right? If Rhaenys is fighting for herself, I think they played this pretty well in terms of. I can't believe they got us in a court where Viserys shows up, and I was like, okay, so I know exactly where this is going now. But then they kept me off balance again by bringing in Rhaenys as having quite the weight of decision, and it's like she's fighting for herself, but who out of these two teams, if she was to back, would benefit her the most? And it's kind of difficult to tell necessarily.
This particular moment in time, it's difficult to tell, and the fact that Rhaenyra's even coming up to her, you know, to make these very these proposals that are very advantageous to her, like it says something about who stands where and who's well positioned right now.
Well, I mean, her only living heirs, blood heirs and also illegitimate heirs, are on the black side, you know. Rhaenyra's true.
She's in Valerian garb again, too, which is that's pretty cool.
You're nothing like my dog.
The variable that's thrown in there is, like she believes that Rhaenyra, you know, may well have, didn't most likely played a role in her son's death. So, she's very,
well, I mean,
that matters
dead for he's effectively dead for him.
Well, as far as she's aware,
Even if he's dead, even if she has nothing to do with like no hand in it, she knows something. And that seems to be like that level of distrust will always be there.
There is a certain irony to her having been passed over for the crown, and now she's in such an important position in possibly deciding who gets it.
That's true, yeah.
And then she just says, ultimately, it doesn't fucking matter. She's kind of black right now. Little black belt.
She doesn't come out of this day without some rough stuff happening. Same for everybody, really.
So she offers to marry her her sons to Rhaenys' daughters.
No, it's Rhaenys'
Grandchildren, yeah.
Because it's Daemon's daughters to her sons.
Yeah.
Right.
I'll give you that one, giant.
So, we got a sick King Viserys again, and we talk about the song.
Well, this scene is pretty fantastic in that this has started to win me back over to Rhaenyra a little bit.
Yes, same. I made Rhaenyra a lot better this scene.
She makes it clear, and I completely believe she's saying this honestly. She's like, you named me, you put the weight of the world on my shoulders, and help me. Like, I can't do this without you, basically. That's what this scene is.
Yeah, and she even says, like, she kind of admits her own griefs, like, I wanted it.
Match point!
You know,
Red
now,
team!
I don't think I wanted it. This is the situation I'm in. It's like, oh, she's finally starting to look at this more.
And if he doesn't push the legitimacy of his sons, she's screwed.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, she's not even in a position if she wanted to concede right now. She couldn't. It wouldn't matter. The kids would still. With the high towers, would go, oh, of course, and then the kids would be dead.
Yeah. So that's what I also put in now as well, is that to secure her line, she would want to kill the Trueborn sons.
Defeat.
There's a lot of decisions in this are made out of fear of a potential other decision someone might make down the road against
kind
you.
of game theory, really. The prisoner's dilemma almost, in a sense, isn't it?
Just want to avoid greater calamities by causing calamities that didn't need to be caused.
So we bring up a Song of Ice and Fire again, which is still a prickly subject, but I think they made it kind of work, because I was like, why are you bringing this up so much? You're not going to bring in any ice zombies.
It's kind of funny, because for me, I just don't have that tainting baggage. It's just this thing I could watch play out, and as it exists in this story with not too much attachment.
It's starting to get nuts to me.
Choose your
starting to get nuts to me
character.
that if this were 3 seasons of really solid storytelling, and it all comes to like a close for these characters, but we're still left with this whole Song of Ice and Fire thing, and then you start up Game of Thrones, and it opens with that prologue with the White Walkers chopping off one of the Royce boys, I think it is. You'd be like, holy shit, they're actually here. It's coming. This is the thing that Viserys is talking about. You know, that would be really fun. Oh, well.
But then you're dead.
And then you get to see how that ends.
Yep.
Ay, ay, ay. Okay, so this is another scene setting up another scene, basically. It's a good scene, though.
That's a great scene.
And he's getting up, and he's getting bandaged up, and we see what a freaking corpse he is. There's Otto.
But he wants to have dinner, dine with his whole family. His whole family is here. That touched me. It's like, of course, that's the thing he is most important.
Exactly. Yeah.
And
Last Supper.
and just the misread from Otto that's almost tiring for Viserys, because he knows, like, you're more close to believing I'm insane than I'm actually asking you for something. I'm saying, I want to be a dinner. That he's like, it's the fording, your grace. He's like, I know. Like, it's such a great little, like, oh yeah. I think Otto was genuine. He's just so used to it being delirious, probably. He's like, oh shit, right, yeah, no, sure, we can set that up.
Yep. I like this shot a lot. You got Valyria in the background, the freehold, and you got the light of the Seven shining on them, and those little freaking gray rats running around. Those little maze.
So
yeah, there's also, they did show rats on the little structure as well.
Yeah.
It's deliberate.
Viserys working on his model, is that in the books, or is this an addition in the show?
That's addition in the show.
Because that he has a hobby, that something he likes. I love that addition. It just makes it, I don't know, it humanizes him. It made him feel like a person.
Strictly non-spoiler speculation, okay? I'm allowed to do this because I haven't read anything, but I think now this is perfect for some symbolism. You could have someone choose to destroy this entire set. You can have someone die on it and bleed all over it. Like, you could have rats crawling all over it. Like, there's so many things you can do now for what it represents for the story. And the fact that it's not been told me in the book, I'm just like, well, what a great addition, because this thing means so much to the story.
Absolutely. That's why I said it's an improvement on the book, and I will not stop saying it because it is. For one, you're dealing with so much context here that I think the show I did a decent job with. It's not just Viserys that they're dealing with, it's Jaehaerys' run. Like, if you go back and rewatch it, in the very first 5 minutes, they show you that King Jaehaerys is the great conciliator with 54 years of peaceful reign, kicked the can down the road of succession, and fucked everything up. And he's even got a little smile on his face when he has the maesters choose, has the realm, quote unquote realm, choose his successor. So, like, Viserys even had to deal with that. So this shot, you can see,
He's a corpse. Oh, poor guy.
No, and this to me really earns the last scene in this show. He's really been fighting to stay in. He's not like, this isn't a matter of just he gave up once he got it, otherwise, like, he's been going for so long.
He has? I thought they were going to kill him off several episodes ago, and it's like, he's hung in there until his body has died before he has almost. He's a walking corpse.
Prepare yourself!
It's like he's living to see his family reunited. He's living to fix the problem he caused.
He got to see that, even if it's not the way that he sees it.
Yeah.
And now we have a grim task, and Otto Hightower is on the throne.
He's enjoying every bit of it.
It's just like when Tywin's on the throne. You know for a fact it's the one place those characters want to be. They love the power.
And he's trying to be so humble about it.
Well, when he arrives, Otto's reaction. Non-stop reaction.
What's happening? This wasn't supposed to happen.
So, Corlys Sprout he's been kind of a dick the entire season. Every time he's around, he's just kind of a dick. So.
Pretty aggressive, yeah. But I never played the characters who were like, wait, by all the rules that we've been following, I'm supposed to have the power now.
That's true. Like his position is perfectly legal and justified the reality of what's going on. And, I mean, as a father, I want to see what I can do and pass on to my children, okay? And so, the fact that Rhaenyra is gonna basically, it's almost like I can see this guy's mission. It's like robbery. Robbery is robbing all of the entire Valerian, house to your own children, actual blood descendants.
There's so much parallels in this. Stannis finds out he's like, I'm the rightful heir. That's how it works. That's
Nobody expects.
Yeah, nobody wants it. And Renly's just like, nah, that's true. You are rightful, but nah. People like you.
Yeah, nobody likes you. He got put on the Dragonstone when Renly got Storm's End. Yeah, Stannis got fucked up, but the guy is still going.
I always found it quite endearing when he was like, I've done my duty in every single... He's like Allison, but through, I wouldn't say crazier. You know, from their moments.
And he ups the ante by mentioning that they're
Blue team!
They're not like every other family. They're not compared to the Strongs or any other families of Westeros. They came across the sea just like the Targaryens did. So how dare they be insulted by the Targaryens telling them who should rule their house?
Pushed to absolute desperation here because he's making one of the biggest decisions ever his family will ever have in its entire legacy. Like, but it's not framed that. This is framed as a very casual chat about like a little bit of succession thingy, but it's like no, everything's on the line to him.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, he does everything in this moment, but all but say it. He says it later on, but like his wording is just pure. It's
I'm ready to go, but I'm not like Timmy, man.
The part where Dave was like, say it.
We'll get there. Ah, friggin'.
Kenneth Dowling for $10 says, hi, Neurotic and crew. Hope you are all doing well. We are. Daemon helping King Viserys up to the throne almost made me misty-eyed. Prince Aemon is not someone you want to mess with. Great episode tonight. No, he's not. And we were just about to get to this, like, just it's freaking kind of epic. It's kind of like why I like stuff like this. So, Rhaenyra interrupts them quickly, and they just basically say, "Let him finish."
I would die for the common good.
What were you gonna say, Shed?
Oh no! I'll say it. But yeah, like what it's saying here, it is saying it so clearly, as far as you can go without just spelling it out. He does it later, but even here, it's just basically gone further than anyone would do. Yes, like I can cut my legs and show you, like you still wouldn't recognize it.
My Lord Hand. Well, he basically says, I should be the successor. Princess Rhaenyra, you may now speak for your son, Viserys Valerian. Yeah.
So they call him Luke for short, I guess. Yeah. So I got that a little confused because I only remembered him as Luke when they said Viserys.
And then she starts talking. It's a great scene.
Oh, it's powerful, man.
We'll start by reminding the court that nearly 2 years ago, so it's 20 years, by the way, since they all met the name. It's been 20 years.
Well, do you know I actually thought was coming through that doorway at first? I thought it was going to be Corlys.
Oh, did ya?
I thought, maybe he's made it, he's back, but no, the twist was obviously much more powerful.
Let me see her face.
Yeah, just how they announce him, like, and this is one of those moments when, say, he's getting all the titles, the person just hits with such power. They build this up so well, like all the previous episodes showing the King's Hell and his decline in health just makes this all the more powerful.
It's over. Now it's for revenge.
That's strong, and everyone's reactions matches perfectly with what
match point. Blue team.
We need him not to speak.
Wonder Woman is not so easy to
ruin everything.
But to me, when I was watching him just struggle and make this work, I literally wrote down, now that is strength. You know, when people trying to say he's not a strong king, I'll be like, watch this freaking scene. He's one of the strongest characters I've seen in stories. Because the amount of pain and suffering that he is pushing through here,
what gives him this power? It's the desperation of his family.
Yes.
Sourcing.
Yeah,
I freaking teared up watching this.
I got real close. Yeah, I got real close. I adore this scene. It's fantastic.
Exactly. This is one of those moments the show has earned, right?
Absolutely.
Contrast to friggin' crap Rings of Power, where they put on the same type of music you hear in this scene on other scenes that is like, you haven't earned this at all. You're trying to make it feel like what you're showing is not. Where this is how you do it. The music is just echoing the power and setup and build up that they've earned here, just driving it home. And,
I think the reason why I was getting sad as I watched this scene is because it was at this point that I realized that this was going to be the end for Viserys. That this was like his final moment of demonstrating strength. Yeah, essentially one last hurrah. He's going to power through and truck through the pain and just the fatigue. Walking slowly but surely across the hallway towards the Iron Throne to fulfill his duties and obligations. And yeah, the swelling of the music, these grand shots of him walking across the hall. I love it.
And everyone's in awe of him, as if they're watching someone lift a mountain. But metaphorically, it is. They would be in awe of what they're seeing this man achieve. And what I love about this, this show has managed to show someone walking across a room as one of the most powerful and impactful things I've seen in a show.
This is such a great scene to exemplify what exactly it is that you're achieving when you've written a great story. You don't need some massive epic battle. You don't need some crazy overt external conflict. You can achieve this level of awe just seeing an old man walk across the room because of everything that you've built up. Not just his characterization, but all of the characters in the room, all of their reactions to him, in conjunction with the cinematography, the music. It's pitch perfect. It's an excellent scene. And it's not even done yet. We've still got more great material.
So the choice to have him continuously say I'm doing this myself, I really liked. And then I was thinking to myself, if there was, he drops his crown, and it's narratively speaking, who is the one person they could use to best make use of how we feel about all these characters? God, I was so happy to see who it is that helps him.
So, I interpret from this look right here, when she made this is clearly when Rhaenys makes the decision, right? Yes. But she also really it's home with her, this thing that she never got, this throne that she never got. She now realizes, could I have done this? This is what it's like. This is what it is. This is
in a look.
Yep. All in a look. Yep. So that thing I lusted for all time. I never really thought about how it worked, and this is how it works. And that's probably what filtered. That's the way I interpret it. And
I don't waste any time with every shot in this episode in terms of giving us information.
And look at Allison. I feel Allison is genuinely concerned seeing him struggle like that. So I'm glad they showed that on her face. Not he's ruining her plans. Yeah, she's just worried for him.
Well, I think you did see a little bit of that when she knows that it was him coming in. But seeing him struggle, you saw the shift in her expression to genuine woman concern.
Yep, and pity. Dude, locking forms, and this what you're saying. This whole thing was set up to. I mean, yes, it's to stabilize the realm, but I think he's there for his kids. He's there for her. That's what she said.
He's definitely because she was right. He's put her in this position to at least some degree, so he's got to commit. It's time. She's the one right before eventually, so.
I kind of love that. This is, something showing what a father is willing to do for his daughter and his family. They will die for them. He will go through torture and hell and just push through to try and achieve some of the most difficult things, all because the father loves his family. And I'm talking about it. This is so good.
Match point. Blue team.
Everybody's doing such a great job.
She knows what way her dad's gonna vote. He has been voting that way the whole time, and so he's come through. This is it.
Is it?
This
One. This one.
Continue.
Yeah. And he's looking at her like, I got you. I got you.
Let's go.
And he's like,
oh, look at Damon. Look at him.
It's like, don't make me cry.
I mean, what a huge representation
Choose your
of weakness and strength
character.
in one big fall in terms of what he's become, but what he's doing despite that. And I'm pretty sure that's what's going through Damon's head.
Absolutely. No, this like it's resolved for the blacks, right? This whole thing is like it shifts their it gives them resolve. It like fuck what the realm wants, like or perceives. Like we're gonna do this, and this is for House. This is for House Targaryen mostly. Then like he says, I don't need any help.
Prepare yourself.
He's all, I'll be taking the throne.
Yeah.
Arthur is the least moved by all of this. He's definitely seeing it for its components, not what it means. Like not for the emotion of it, I guess.
No.
No.
So he's struggling, and they offer to help him. He's like, get off me. I'll be fine.
What are you doing in this dimension?
We know what's
You're in pretty much the right place.
I want to see it, but I'll risk it. I'll just have to pause every. Help him. He's like, fine. Transformative. We're being transformative. Come on, we're liking your show. Gets up to.
He does it.
I was just thinking about, remember that scene in The Ring of Power when they took 2 minutes for the Harfoot to hand not Gandalf?
I get the music. They were trying to make it all so meaty. And I was like, I'm like, don't give a crap to the thing.
I'm just making fun of it when I was watching it free. I was like, oh, maybe the whole thing isn't so bad after all. Maybe we didn't interrupt this element around the kids.
And then we can compare it to this.
Drops his glass. He's trying, and then
Here we go.
and this is just like,
Oh man, that hit me right here, man. So good.
One gesture, you can incredibly well. Think back to when the series was desperately trying to get Damon's attention at the funeral after Dragon's trying to talk to him, Damon and Kit. This is huge for both of them. And it's because, Damon has a major amount of respect for him right now. It's incredible to do this.
so maybe he realizes here that he should have been king. He's probably not so bad.
Oh, I think this is definitely recognition of you know what? He's not so bad as king, honestly. Dude, having David set the crown on him.
I don't know how many other words I can choose. Superb, excellent, and wonderful. Like, how many of these words are you can filter through?
I teared up again when I was watching this again. It just,
That's the part that nearly pushed me over the brink. Yeah, in terms of tears, like, this is so powerful. It's wonderful.
And this was all Damon wanted.
Match point. Red team.
Yeah, he said he was going to be by his side after it.
And here he is.
and also think about it, because he wanted to help his brother out in his moments of weakness, because he felt his brother showed weakness. And this is like a real manifestation of that.
Victory!
In his moment of weakness, to sit on the throne and govern as well.
Helping him in his moment of weakness, owing to his moment of strength.
Yes. Yeah, excellent.
Play again.
Okay. Right there. I got you.
Okay, nod. Yeah.
Choose your
Character.
character.
You still don't recommend the show. Not yet. I can still call this episode amazing, but not yet recommend that.
And then he goes right into king mode.
I have to admit, I'm a little confused.
I knew how it started. Like, things aren't even sorted out, guys. What are we doing here?
Doing here. Yeah. So I thought these things were decided.
But this is the thing. This is no joke for Corliss's brother. I forget his name.
Bayman, yeah.
Yeah, this is the end of his house almost here, so he's even gonna
Prepare yourself.
I can respect the balls on that man.
Oh man, like yeah, holy crap! What he says. when he said it, that got an audible response. So I was just like, whoa! Because he doesn't just call them bastards; he goes further.
Oh yeah.
Oh, he did. Yeah.
He went there. I was just like, oh damn!
Wow. Yeah. So King Viserys just says, I think the best person to ask is his wife. She's here. Let's hear from her. So, and Rhaenys is probably a little surprised by that.
That's good, yeah, because that's going to be worth a lot to her as well. It's like, yeah, I want to know what you think. You're gonna influence my decision here. You who's been passed over, you who's been sort of relegated to the sidelines.
The person who's going to know all Corliss's wishes were the best.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yep.
Because that's what matters to him is like not all of this fighting about, who wants what. Like, all of this fighting is just like, well, yeah, you knew him, so tell me, what do you think?
He's already had made his decision, so the only person who has some influence on changing it would be Corlys. He's not here. What's your complaint?
It just speaks to his values, what he cares about, which is very different from what most people in this world care about.
Or Luke doesn't want any of this. I don't want it. She says his mind has never changed.
That she quite handily uses what was proposed earlier
to strengthen that.
Yeah, Corlys are very proud of this, by the way.
I think so.
I mean, like this would ensure the blood of the Valerian house to continue to over that house. So works. I mean, it is cousins marrying cousins, but hey, they used to have.
Hey, it's Westeros.
It's beautiful.
Well, they're
the king.
They're marrying their stepsisters, which are also their cousins.
Yeah.
weird.
It's weird.
Yeah, he steps it up again and again and again, and then he finally steps over the big line. Blue team steps over big clear, nobody steps over the line.
He's trembling the whole time.
Oh, look at this. Okay, so go back, because also what David does, that friggin' Esther at David, where he's just like pushes him further, like he gets to the line, and puts him wide, and he's just like,
say it. Yep.
His defiance of the king, though.
This is the thing, though. It's the end of his line. Essentially, he's trying to. The flames about to be snuffed out.
Just like this is actually say it. Is he actually going to say it?
And then they count this bastard is what he was going to say.
and then he goes, steps it up to him, and David, if you look at David, he's just like, is there? Just give me an excuse.
Which, by the way, even though I saw all this, I was still shocked.
Like, what I love about this show, especially what they did with David in this episode, David actually surprised me on 3 separate times, and helping him, but every time it was so perfectly in line with his character. It's like, of course he would do it, and I love it when the show does that.
The king is like, I am tired.
Look at Otto. He's like, don't.
Don't do it.
You're our ally. We could use you. Don't do
if you say it and they kill you, you're not useful to me anymore.
Don't do it, buddy. Don't do it. And he screams out, and then,
Choose your character.
11.
You said it with his chest. Oh my god.
Dane, remember when you called somebody a whore? The Hulk review? That was funny. That was some of the funniest shit I've ever seen on YouTube, by the way. Like,
if Otto could have a conversation with Primarily right now, he'd be like, this isn't going to help us. Like, why would you do this? Tactically, this is a huge mistake.
When this dropped, I was wondering, what is Viserys going to do? Because he made the decree, if anyone questions the legitimacy, he will have their tongue. And Viserys, he doesn't hold back. He responds with as much, firmness as when he made that first decree. And he gets up, pulls out even a knife.
He's like, I'll do it myself.
Yeah.
Give me 10 minutes, I'll get over there.
He said, bring him to me.
Prepare yourself.
Nice pause there.
And I appreciate that they gave us the series reaction before Daemon did that, so that we can confirm, yeah, he likely cut out his tongue himself.
And it's almost like Daemon actually executing the will of the king, kind of not intended but now intended. So
I better not.
That was his. Yep, I've got the go. I've got the tongue. I'll give you something better.
Look at Aemon as well. Look at all the rest, I would say.
Yeah. There's the look of Aemon in here. It's just like, all right then.
Here it comes.
He's covering her ears. Interesting.
She's a strange girl, that one.
Well, she's a dreamer.
What is she hearing? I wonder.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. I wonder if they're going to delve into that anymore. I mean, they've been hinting at it for a long time, so I'm wondering if we're going to get anything more on that. But yeah, that shot is great right there. That says it all.
Sharp Valerian steel sword, no resistance, slice, so quick.
Brains is like, dumb motherfucker.
Yeah, I think a lot of people do. And look up straight at him, there's nothing like, get his sword. He's like, no problem. I need that.
Not taking the Dark Sister, hell no. Hell no.
This scene makes me want to get that sword down. Like, as a memory,
It had a cool name, now it's good. Narrative relevant.
Remember, Jane, when people still took Game of Thrones seriously, and it was
Match point. Blue team.
Bran and Jojen and Mira, right? And she grabbed his sword right after they got into the cave, and everybody, like, for like a year, the theory was that was Dark Sister. Yeah, it was Dark Sister, but then it wasn't because the Dan and Dave were fucking stupid. So we continue.
We'll see what happens in the books.
It's a beautifully designed longsword. That's actually quite similar in terms of profile. This one is a slender-bladed longsword. And seriously, like, if I could find a custom-made, custom would be a lot more expensive. Because I'd like an actual real steel version of it. So reproductions that have come out are actually like stainless. I would love that in real carbon steel, which means custom.
Yeah, I'd like it to be all smoky too, like Valerian steel. I'd like them to etch
the pattern welding, yeah. And so that would take it even another level.
Prepare yourself.
Valerian glyphs and stuff. Hell yeah.
Oh my god, that would be cool.
That would be so cool.
Yeah, he can keep his tongue. It's great.
Such a that was just like, dude, that was freaking great. That's why I watched this shit.
And yeah, like, in terms of the legality of it, right, is yes, the decree was taking the tongue off the head, but it was treason. Look at Aemon's just like, respect.
The king could have visualized that as a failure. It's not going to be difficult. The only thing left is more flawless to think about this if he's alive.
It also shows David, like, you know, stepping up to protect the legitimacy claims and honor of the heir, his wife now, and everything like that.
Yeah.
So, even if it wasn't treason, saying that or like that such a slight to her honor, that's the thing that would cause a duel to the death.
Absolutely. So, yeah, this was a major change from the book, though. Okay, so, because what it came down to was some cousins. It was cousins, right?
Yeah.
Brother, it was some cousins who claimed, petitioned, and then they went to King's Landing, but Damon wasn't there, and they had their tongues. They had their So,
I mean, this seems like a good change.
yeah, this is what I thought they were setting it up for that too. So, yeah, that's a great shot. Then he starts just getting like really sick, and they can see like how much pain she is, and this is that kind of classic thing you see from the trailer. And this is the true, beginning of the blacks and the greens. So it's on now. But they, of course, have their nice little dinner.
Oh, there's a scene with the dinner.
Match point.
Yeah.
Red team.
I think she was she enjoying this, or was she like, dang, this is just
victory?
Yeah. Did she not like him, or was she just like sitting there watching this going, yeah, this all sucks.
I think she's contemplating what the effect is going to be. Like, what are going to be the consequences? Where is their family going to fall? What's going to happen?
Nice.
Yeah. I mean, her whole concern in the beginning was, I don't, like, this is sentencing our kids to death.
Mm-hmm.
And it takes me back to A Song of Ice and Fire, when Tyrion is joking with Illyrio, and he says, I wanted to crown Marcella Baratheon. And he's like, what do you have against that poor girl? Why do you want her to die?
What, man? Let's do it.
Not nice. Yeah, so they're doing the autopsy, and she is just contemplating.
Did she make the right decision?
It's a little late now. Decision's made. Decision's made. So we have
make the
the scene.
Prepare yourself.
Feasting scene. It's not really a feast where all the nobles are invited. It's more a family dinner.
Family dinner.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And this, of course, is getting all the players together before the game one more time.
I know, like, so much happens in this scene. It begins with the tension, the interactions between the kids. That conceptualizes a lot about what they feel about each other. That freaking douchebag son of Alicent's is it Aegon? Gosh.
Yeah. Think of how many hurdles this show has gone over. Okay, besides being a treat for Game of Thrones, being responsible for delaying wins of winter. Then they had to deal with time jumps, because that was a huge problem at the end of Game of Thrones. So they decided to recast characters, and how insanely risky that is.
That's like, crazy.
This shit worked.
Yeah, they introduced characters that actually have great casting and you're getting engaged and kill them off in the same episode. But they have just like, no.
We've got a story to tell. No characters can perceive that. That's great.
I like that they didn't hide the time jumps and the time periods that we're in, unlike some other shows. In Game of Thrones, they actually tell us, so that holds them accountable to what's happening and how much time has passed and the effect of that on the present. Love that.
Yep. So we got a little prayer, and Dad, this is just like that family trip in like the second episode. Like, I just I'll be happy, you know.
The part of it prayer, she says, like, I hope they would rest as well now. And
David always laughs. It's just
yeah. the Otto like roll his eyes or something? I can't remember what his reaction was.
Yeah, we'll find out here. How's this gonna go? We're being transformative here. That's why I had to stop.
Allison is still trying to be righteous, or at least appear so.
Match point. Red team.
If you say so.
That's the thing, it's like, well, he's dead.
These characters do so well.
Match points. Blue team.
Love consistent character.
So, I have to put... Go ahead.
Victory!
Exactly how this is such a combo of like, if Damon were being given respect while alive after what he said, this would piss off Damon, I think, but he's dead, whatever. It's like, you're seriously saying... Yeah, okay. It's just like, that's just funny to him. Of course it is, yeah. He's dead, I don't care, whatever.
So, I'm going to break it up for Doctor Who fans. For
It's whatever,
5
though.
of you left out there. This is why you cast a character actor like Matt Smith, Peter Capaldi, David Tennant, Christopher Eccleston as the Doctor, Tom Baker, John Pertwee. These are all character actors who can play villains, who can play good guys, but like can equally slip into each skin easily. That's why it makes them the perfect Doctor, because you can have that 1,000-yard stare, and that's why people like Jodie Whittaker.
Prepare yourself.
Yeah, the Otto shaking his head, like, why did you say that?
Jesus. This occasion of celebration seems that he's happy. He's sad.
For the marriage, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was actually pretty satisfying. There's a lot of the standard Viserys stuff where he just tells us what we all know to be true on the surface, but it's like, yeah, but he's like, he briefly acknowledges that this time. He's like, I'm really happy that you're all together. I'm really sad that you all fucking hate each other.
And it breaks his heart, and he just wants to be together. So when it moves up to his speech, this was the other moment, the third time when I teared up and I got my eyes on there because I love this series so much. And specifically when he says, if not for, your king, and do it for me, do it for this old man.
Yeah, what he really speaks to specifically Rhaenyra and Alicent is which is so unfortunate because it's too late, all the balls are rolling.
I think it works. It does cause a beginning of a reconciliation.
Match point.
Oh, sorry.
Red team.
I'm saying, they've rolled balls that are all going. It doesn't matter if they change it.
Right.
But I think that's the point the show was making. It's like, all your decisions have been made. You're going to have to reap the results now.
And Crypt Keeper is being like the nicest character in the history of Game of Thrones. It's even Bulgarian. And then Rhaenyra raises a cup to Queen Alicent.
Yeah, she gives us genuine praise as you possibly can, which is that you've taken care of my dad as best you can.
And it felt genuine. Actually, like it's an honest acknowledgement. It's a very true, olive branch that she's extending here because she loves her father. She wants to respect his wishes.
Defeat.
Damn, I would have got her.
And she didn't lie. I mean, she did praise Alicent for how she's taken care of her father. She's the only one who's been by his side and who has really genuinely shown appreciation and love for him. Unlike some of the other people around him for political reasons.
She can praise her for that. There's no reason, there's nothing to do with that. That's a lie. And I think that's what she was looking for. Find something to praise.
Mm-hmm.
And then Alicent, we missed that part. It must have been quick. Alicent gives to your house, Targaryen, and she says some nice stuff. We gotta motherhood. Yep. Oh, it's genuine. I gotta get past. We can't.
Copyright. We know.
I can't be here all night, too.
This has just been an awkward party for Otto as well, by the way. It's just, like, nothing's gone the way he was planning, and there's no... He's just like, yeah, sure, whatever, fine. We'll figure this out.
Yeah, he's like, God, dang it. Nothing ever goes smoothly for my evil plan.
I think things may be possibly regressing, and that could be a problem for him.
Aegon is kind of hitting on Jake's stepsister.
Being a complete douche. Gosh.
This is pretty neat. So yeah, he hits on her and he's like, what the fuck? And like stands up, and as he does, Aemond immediately gets up as well. As a challenge sort of thing.
And so it plays perfectly well that the speech that the king gave will mean the most to, Alicent and Rhaenyra, but it means less for the kids because they, they haven't had a lot of interactions with the king, and they care about him less, and so it has less of an impact.
And Rhaenyra's kids are insane. I mean, not Rhaenyra. Alicent's kids are insane.
Yeah, they both suck. Well, he sucks. Aemon, too interesting to me to say he sucks.
Yep. I don't think he's a nice person, but he's a great character, dynamic, interesting.
Got these two little nice kids there.
Yeah.
In this world.
Don't worry, they'll get chewed up by the world in no time.
Yeah. And there is, he's like foiled on this one, diffused.
Yeah, it was like and Alicent's kids are causing this craziness, and then Rhaenyra's ones calm it back down. He gives like a very normal, nice speech of like, you know what, I have fond memories of our childhood together. I hope we become good friends as time goes on. It's just like, okay.
Contrast that to Aemon's toast. It's like,
his toast fucking glorious, and it's the same shit every time. Why does it start? It's like, well, it's a prank at first. They give him a prank, and they don't get the result they're looking for.
Nope. Beware the beast beneath the boards. That's more foreshadowing.
But, I mean, one of the Strong Boys does do something to slight Aegon back, and that's to actually treat, his wife, also his sister, with a little bit of kindness, and he offers her to dance. Like, you were hitting on my wife, well, my betrothed, I'll won't hit on her, but I'll just treat her decently. So
yeah, which is insulting to Aegon, because he's like, hey, that's my object to abuse.
Yeah.
Yes, come back. But it works because...
Oh yeah, she gives a toast, and she's like, marriage isn't so bad. Most of the time they ignore you, except when they're drunk.
It looked like Otto enjoyed that, by the way.
Yeah. Let us have some music. And they start dancing. He gets a little pissed.
But then it's kind of like a montage of them actually having an enjoyable dinner.
Yeah, and what happens?
But I don't...
Jerry's whole task here, he made it clear, he's like, I need to... Do you remember when they pulled him off the throne? He says, I need to fix it. I need to fix this. I think that's why the pain starts to flow back in, being that it's like, it looks like things have mended enough for me to go back to bed, pretty much.
But do you think this is happening, or is this in his head?
Yeah, I think this is happening.
I think
this has happened, yeah.
This part, yeah.
I don't think so. I think what he's seeing, them smiling and having fun, cheerfully around the table, I don't think that's happening. Because if you see the shots, the way it's cut, you'll have Rhaenyra looking very serious. And then you'll see it from the king's perspective, and she's joyful.
I need to rewatch it.
That's a really good insight.
It could be very idealized from him.
Yep. Oh, that'd be tragic.
But, I mean, I wouldn't put it past the filmmakers at this point. They've done some pretty top-tier stuff, so...
Yeah. They're dancing. Yeah, Otto laughing is very suspicious. Unusual.
I still think it's genuine.
How happy everybody is.
I think the reason why I think it's genuine is because of the conversation that happens between Rhaenyra and Alicent, where he's not present, where it seems like they want to make some attempt to kind of mend the bridges.
Yeah.
It gives me the impression that this was like a human moment that somehow managed to exist amidst this tangled web.
That's
Yeah, so, well, I guess it's worth noting, Viserys kind of got what he wanted.
Yep.
Yeah.
You got to see the family.
Like, I actually find he kind like I can look at this as a happy ending for him, even though we all know it goes to hell later on. He did everything he could to try and repair the family, and his last time seeing them was them getting along. And it's like, okay,
Sure, if you want to believe that,
from his perspective, if it ended there, it's like he kind of had a happy ending.
You have to go back and rewind.
Tragic.
But then they put a pig in front of Aemon.
And
to follow up what Shad just said, thank the Seven that he got to leave the room before.
Yes. Yeah.
That would have made me very sad.
Yeah.
Oh,
Do you
God,
think Luke was knowingly laughing at Aemon here, or just wasn't paying attention? Because
no, he's knowingly laughing.
I thought he set this up. I thought this was a prank.
Really?
That's what I thought too.
Oh, the pig!
Yeah.
You're right. Okay. Yep.
And
Well, that's a bit jerky from him.
But it might have gone too long. Oh, wait, hang on. Let me tell the chat to hang in there. Hang in there.
Oh, looks like we're back up.
Yeah, now we're back. Wait, hang on.
They do let you come back, right? As long as you pause and stuff.
Keep it right there, okay? HBO shit.
I'm trying to praise his show.
Trying to praise your fucking show. Fucking woke garbage. That's all it is. The end. No. Matt is great as Damon, and Emma DRC is great as Rhaenyra too. She was really good in this episode. She was. She's really good at playing women. What if they had Karen Gillan as Princess Rhaenyra? I'd be totally rooting for Princess Rhaenyra all the time then. And they married with kids would have torn who fans apart. If they had sex with each other? I don't know. Yeah, it is a little weird as a Doctor Who fan when you see another Doctor Who, especially a companion, have sex or be naked. It's weird. It is weird. I also lost my dad to cancer, and my mom's currently in the ICU. Oh no. Sin, thank you for the $50. All my best wishes to your mom. Okay, I hope she's okay. And sorry that you lost. Yeah, losing your dad to cancer. Fuck cancer. Fuck cancer. All right, so we got Damon.
We're back. The chat let us know it cut off when I said "ooh, the pig" when I realised that was the slight. And on that note, that is pretty scummy, teasing the guy for the eye that you cut out. And so I was thinking I had a better opinion of that.
What do you mean tease of that? That's just when they referenced they gave him a pig, remember? In the...
Okay, but still, but it's all related to it because, in the fight he says, maybe we can give you a pig or something in response to him taking the dragon. So it seems all related to the disagreement that he's had with the.
You know what? I thought the pig was incidental too. I didn't think it was there.
I thought it was incidental as well. Yeah,
I thought the pig was referencing the fact that they gave.
Okay, so
all right. I mean, so I believe it references that, but I think it was something.
Okay, yeah. Actually,
they put the pig down in front of him. That's kind of like remember that time?
Remember that time? Yeah.
Oh wait, sorry.
I was reading
decide whether or not the pig was organized or whether it was just happy food.
Exactly. I was going back and forth.
Yeah.
At one point, I thought it was circumstantial. Then I thought it was actually orchestrated to be, by the strong boys.
Nah, I think it was just a coincidence.
I think it's a
They just
coincidence.
noticed
I'm
it was
stopping
funny.
and thinking, yeah,
Even though we lost a lot of people there, I got to acknowledge we have over 7,000 people watching us right now, and it was more than that before the stream. Thank you for staying.
The numbers are increasing with the episodes.
Thank you for being here, because we look forward to doing this. Yes, strong. Oh, I missed it. Where it was? There it is, right there.
Yeah. So the leader, it was like, what does he say there? They're noble, brave, or something. And then closest.
And there's this
and
Paula.
strong.
It's great. It's freaking brilliant. And he says,
one of me is I didn't see it coming. I wasn't sure exactly where he was going with this.
Yeah,
When he said strong, I was like, oh, you son of a bitch.
I know, so it was handsome, wise, and strong was the leader. It's just like, this is such a freaking Damon thing to do.
He'd thought about this before.
isn't it in the book? He's like, and then he follows it up with a toast to the strong boys. You know, he just drives it in a little more. Yeah, brilliant stuff. Well done.
They even try and get him to reel it back in, and then he just doubles down.
Oh, he enjoys getting punched as well. Because Eamon's that kind of guy. He hits him here, and then he's just smiling about it.
I know. He barely flinches. The punch does nothing, and then he just pushes the guy off his feet. It's like, and you see Damon's reaction, and Damon is like, oh, okay, then he's impressed.
Well, it's very similar to Kristen Cole, tempting Harwin, and he's just like, huh. He doesn't look. He's like, should I be bothered by this? I'm going to see my children up. So they're still friendly, right?
Mm-hmm. She said she wants her to come back. They're trying. There's a sense here of can we mend this? Is this a thing that can be fixed? Which is all inspired by the dad trying his best to fix it himself.
Yep.
Can we agree that we won't kill each other's kids?
That seems to be an underlying element of this, yeah.
No.
Just the follow-up that Eamon did is after he says these strong boys now, and Alison's getting him to stop, and he's like, no, let us drain our cups to these strong boys. And it's like, I dare you to say that again, and that's when the fight breaks out.
Yeah.
So the white worm, there, she just says, castle, yes.
I don't know, did you want to show what David and Eamon sort of stare at each other, though? I mean, it's a pretty good part, I'm just saying.
It's a good part. Can we find it? Because I loved that interaction.
Oh, when they stare each other down?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So he gets, Damon gets him, he's all, boys, go your cards, and I'm going to get all daddy here. Here we go. You want to do this, son?
He's impressed. He's like, all right.
That's great.
Very much
to go through the head. Yeah.
Yep.
You'd do the same if you were me.
Yep.
Yeah. He's like, I know, but I gotta stop you.
It's over.
Kind of respect a little bit, kind of thing.
Yeah, there's respect, but they would easily fight each other, and also I think they'd like to. That interaction is like, you're a worthy opponent. This would be fun.
Oh yeah.
Kind of thing,
Oh, definitely. Someday. It's almost like they're setting something up.
They're gonna have sex.
We laugh, but that would probably be Westeros Bros. There is the Wester Bros. There is the white worm. This is the most inconsequential scene. It's got to be setting something up so she knows what happened, basically.
Yeah.
Boom. What does that mean? Don't know. Is Corlys Velaryon alive? No, don't know. They don't tell us. But
so I didn't recognize. Is she just a helper in the
Yeah, she was with Queen Alicent when she was busting the maid for getting.
That's horrible. Oh, okay. So then she's going to be able to tell that. Yeah.
Well, that's the little bird inside the castle.
Okay.
And this is the scene. Oh, this is the scene. This thing just goes on. God, it's a long one, isn't it?
Yeah, well, there's a lot of bathtubs and stuff, so.
Do you feel that Alicent is misinterpreting what Viserys is saying as a, or like kind of command or order, or like saying... Because he effectively says, isn't it, it's you, or something like that?
For the audience members who haven't seen the show, by the way, we're well in spoilers. We spoil every episode, so you know. He thinks he's talking to Rhaenyra, and he starts kind of half talking, finishing a conversation from what they had before about the Song of Ice and Fire. Mm-hmm. And now Alicent is hearing, she's got a son named Aegon, so I think there's plausible deniability here, but I think a little later on she figures out, oh, he's not talking to me, but I can use this. I think there's an element that can... I don't know. What do you think, chat? For those of you who saw it, what do you think?
I'd have to watch it a couple times to decide.
Yeah, like... I'm not sure I'm 100% there if they think that Alicent is believing this is like, I'm choosing you and Aegon to be the actual heir, and that she would be convinced by that, because she should know that, you know, the guy's delirious and not seeing sense. She could use it politically, saying he did say this, I can swear that he said that, but even she would know that he wasn't.
This is really fun. Chat is so told on this.
Well, I mean, I would hope that Alicent, being so close to the maesters in Hightown, that she talks to the Grand Maester about this, that she was like, what's this Song of Ice and Fire thing? Can we look into that a little bit? Because it's in the Citadel. That's how Rhaegar finds out about it, supposedly. So,
yeah. Someone just said trailer says it. So the trailer for the next episode confirms she's using this to her advantage.
Well,
is she doing that genuinely because she believes that's his wishes, or is she doing it because...
Does the trailer say that, or she says that... Yeah, I mean, like, but what's the point? She was the only one there.
Well, so that's the thing, right? Like,
she could have made this up anyway.
She could have made it up, that's true.
Yeah.
That's the thing. That's one of the reasons. This is one of the things I didn't like, because either she's a complete idiot, or she's even more deceitful and manipulative than we thought she was.
Well, yeah. I think she is, Jane. She is.
Yeah, I'm not going to take that away from her. I think that everybody is. What do you mean? Everybody's a piece of shit, really. This is like the only nice one.
Here's where I'll agree with you. If you're going to pull this a Song of Ice and Fire shit, and you got to make it work. Now, this kind of makes it work as an incidental thing, but you have been laying the groundwork, like we're going to get some kind of resolution to, or at least something at the end, which I really don't want. I don't want them, like, at the end of the final episode of this, we pan out and go over to the north and we see, like, White Walkers coming out of the ice or some shit like that. I don't want to see that. I think it's a terrible fucking idea.
I'm rewatching it now, and there is actually a setup that could explain that Rhaenyra is thinking that he's speaking serious. Because when he says... Alicent. Because... Viserys says, you want to know if I believed it to be true. And you know, when he said that, my first watching, I thought he was talking about the conversation he had with Alicent about the illegitimacy of Rhaenyra's children.
I thought that too, actually, yeah.
And so if that was my impression, it's actually very believable that Alicent could be thinking that he's speaking about the succession and the legitimacy. Because that's where my mind first went, and so it seems like that's where her mind is going. And she goes, Aegon? Yeah, like, her response to if he believed it to be true was Aegon, so she instantly thinks he's talking about the conversation he had with her about,
But he didn't have this conversation with her, the Song of Ice and Fire conversation.
No, he had a different conversation, and then so I think Alicent is thinking he is talking about that conversation, and her response really makes it look like that, because she literally says in response to, you wanted to know if I believed it was true, she goes, Aegon, our son,
And remember, a lot of this, because try to treat Allison like a human being. This is a guy's last words. She doesn't know this yet, but she will by the time she hits the next episode. It's going to be incoherent, more than likely. Who knows if she's actually... This is the thing, I'd need to watch it again, but the Song of Ice and Fire, that could mean nothing to her. It could just be nonsense coming from his head about different conversations clashing at once. But I can believe, I'm not saying it's the truth, I can believe that she believes in this moment that he's being honest and truthful, that he believes Aegon should go on the throne, not Rhaenyra.
Because she wants to. She wants it badly.
She does want that,
And how did that influence the way that she views this conversation? Her perspective, how much of that is seeping into what he's saying, and in a sense, I guess, discoloring it, changing it, molding it to something that's a little bit more suitable to her. It's not as simple as somebody being like overtly deceitful. This might just be a case where it's subtle. Maybe she's not even aware of it.
I'm rewatching it, and like she's questioning, he said, because Viserys says the prince that was promised, and she's like, the Prince Aegon. Like she's asking, in her mind, she's querying, trying to make sure that Viserys is talking about their son, and it's one of those times when two people are having two different conversations, because she actually thinks, and then he says to unite the realm against the cold of the dark in response to her asking if it's talking about Prince Aegon, and so. Yeah, this is playing out that she is thinking Viserys is talking about their son, Aegon.
But the Aegon he's talking about is someone who saw something. Or
she doesn't know that, though.
She doesn't know.
He's confused about that. So, that's an interesting... And we can't talk about it until next episode.
I know.
Because it changes everything.
It does.
Everything.
And I'm not sure how I feel about that either.
Yep, we got to see how it plays out next episode. It changes everything. But again, fuck that book. So, let's do this. In the episode 6 review stream, you briefly discussed the possibility of a show changing Daemon's fate in the end. I was wondering if you think that they would change it. I found his ending very satisfying, fitting, but that's my opinion. I think they're going to change a lot of shit from the book, so I think that's a possibility. The Westerner for $20, but if they end it the way they end it in the book, I'm fine with that too. They end the book the way they end the story. The story. That's all I'm saying. The story, which is going to be really hard to do because it meanders, right? Like it meanders forever and ever and ever, and you're like, are we done with the Civil War now?
It'll be interesting to see how they manage to pull everything together into a cohesive story that actually makes sense for a TV audience. But
how many seasons do you think this can run?
Well, I think that's said 3, right? 3 would be.
Right? Yeah.
I'm starting to wonder if I pulled 3 from nowhere. Wasn't that said?
No. It was mentioned by many people and outlets that it was going to be 3. But I'm thinking HBO's like, let's just wait and see. But yeah, 3, 4 max. I agree. This can't go 8. It just can't. It'd be ridiculous. Plus, I mean, like if it does well, that means you could do Aegon the Conqueror, Robert's Rebellion. And that buys you 10 more years if you do 2 more of those. Then you could just remake Game of Thrones.
Duncan Egg. I heard Duncan Egg might be in production as well.
That would be brilliant. I would watch that. Those are good stories.
Holy crap, with the competence and how much I'm enjoying House of the Dragon, I might actually get excited for Duncan Egg. They might be able to do a good job with it. God. Well, that would be great.
Right, so let's get through this, because this is the last part, and this is it's soul-crushing, and it's good. It's really good in the best way. So, they have that little conversation. She pours him some tea, right? Mm-hmm. And we get, like, he's alone, right? Just at his moment of death. And you see him reaching out, and he starts saying, no more. No more. And you hear his breath rattling, you hear his breath going,
yeah, and he lets a tear go down as well, and it just feels like he's decided, I'm done fighting. This is the end.
Done. Yep. And then he says, and it ends with my love, and that's after it goes black.
Emma.
Oh, what a tragic character, but a great one. Gosh.
Yeah.
story is
so
complete.
good.
It was absolutely excellent. His through line.
There you go.
I loved it. I'm really impressed with his entire story. Well done.
Well done, show.
Yeah, I think that's the correct. Yeah, well done. You did a great job. It was a great episode.
Yeah, it was really good. So all the hype about the show was like real, dude. So everybody's going to be talking about this for the next week. Nobody's going to talk about Rings of Power's already done.
Rings of
It's
just Ed, you silly show.
One more episode, and I'm so happy to just leave it behind and not think about it again.
Oh God, I know, man. I get to Sunday and I'm like, oh, I get to have fun. This is going to be fun. I mean, I have fun roasting.
But seriously, no. I mean, my first thing I noticed when I was starting up this show is that I was excited for what I was about to watch. I was like, feeling anticipation and things. Where Rings of Power is, I'm dragging. Yeah.
Oh, dude, the next 2 episodes, just be ready, folks.
See, just gets me more excited now.
I look forward to this every week, every single week.
Did you think you would do that thing? Did you think you would do that? You and I see the chat. I see you in the chat. No, I see your chat. I see the Wins of Winter chat with what's that guy's name? Fred John Scott from Forking News or whatever his name is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like he invites me to his damn chats and puts my face on his thumbnails for like streams he's never invited me to. Weird. No, I saw the speculation. Everybody's like, I was the same way. I was like, this is gonna suck.
I was just waiting on it to be bad.
Yep.
How bad was it going to be was the only question.
Felt like a consolation prize to me. It was like, well, you didn't get what you wanted from Game of Thrones. How about just some more stuff? And I was like, I don't want stuff. Go away. And then it was like, all right, well, fine. We're gonna come out anyway. And I was like, fine. Go ahead. See how I care. And now I care.
And I know. And Mahler, thanks for being a bro, dude. Not the bro.
Okay, bro? That's not new meaning and context now, Gary.
Oh, no, it does. Fuck that. They don't get to say bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, not gonna, no. And I'm like, hey, will you watch this with me? Just, come on. It'll probably suck. It won't be done in 2 weeks. We won't want to cover the rest. Here we are.
Yeah. The team grows every episode.
Alright, guys, that's going to be the stream for now. I'll be back tomorrow for more.
I'm going to get into some super chats.
You guys have a great night.
You guys okay with that?
Yeah.